My name is Rachel, and I was from St. Andrew's Junior College. And now I'm currently studying life sciences in the University of Singapore. So, to start off, I would like to say that my econs journey wasn't an easy one because of me not understanding the concepts, and I wasn't able to answer the question accurately and use the relevant examples that the examiners require. But so because of that, each time I take or do a practice or take my major examination in college, I'll get a S or a U for my econs paper. However, after attending Tuition Genius and attending Mr. Toe's classes, I began to find myself gradually improving, and I started to like econs quite a bit, and it became a subject that I didn't dread doing or revising. So I would like to say that econs classes with Mr. Toe was very enjoyable because of the laughter that he inserts and the jokes that he tries to crack during lessons, and the lessons itself and the contents of each lesson was very useful, and I didn't find any session wasted because Mr. Toe would have this schedule for us, and he will cover different concepts each week, but even as we don't understand a certain concept, he will slow down the pace of the class, and he will explain using different ways, different methods, different illustrations till we get it. And so with the jokes that he cracks, the mood in the class lightens immensely, and I didn't feel that going to tuition classes was very stressful, especially for the econs classes. Mr. To holds many practices, be it using the time in the tuition class or holding extra sessions for us to sign up for. And these practices are usually on essays, and it would test our skills and test how much we have picked up during the classes, and test our understanding of each concept. And most of these practices are under time constraints, so they are very useful because at the end of the day, I'm sitting at the A-level in front of the A-level paper. I was able to write quite quickly and use the relevant information that Mr. To has given to us, and doing the A-level paper wasn't that hard as I thought it would be. So during the lessons, Mr. To would source out many relevant examples for us to remember, and he would tell us what are the major going ons in the world and what is happening to the economies of many countries, and what might happen to the economies and how it might impact Singapore. And all these are very useful in helping me answer the questions, and he would even teach us how to answer different kinds of essay questions, what to look out for, and what should we do when we get the paper. But that's lessons alone. For Mr. To, the tutor himself, I find that he's very caring. It's not just the grades, but also he cares for each and every one of us, our welfare and our well-being, because he knows what we are going through and the stress that we face. So he, like as I mentioned earlier, he uses laughter to relieve our stress, and I find that going to tuition classes wasn't a burden for me, but rather an enjoyable moment to pick up additional knowledge, and not just so that I can get the grade that I want. And if you were to ask me whether I recommend this tuition class to any of my juniors, I would say that I would, because it is very useful, especially when I didn't understand the concepts that my college, or the methods that my college used to explain the different concepts. oh no, I forgot what I want to say. Yeah, but it is. I find that each session and each time I go down to the different venues, each minute spent on doing econs and attending the classes was very worth it, and I still don't regret going through it, because eventually it did get me what I want, and eventually I'm doing what I want to do. So yeah. That's all I would like to say. So